All right, you're watching the Mike Nelson Show. I'm here with the band Ophidia. How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to thank everybody who's already liked and subscribed to the channel. Got almost 300 subscribers. I want to thank everybody who's already done that. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe down there. You know, without the subscriptions, this channel will go nowhere, right? So I usually ask my guests, to give their name and their instruments. That way the people on the radio, when the show airs on the radio on Monday, they'll know who they're listening to. So if you could we'll go down the line, give your name and your instrument, and we'll go from there.
What up, everybody? My name's Porter, and I play bass.
Hi, I'm Tanner, or Timmy, and I play the drums.
My name's David, and I play guitar.
And I'm Jaime. I do vocals and rhythm guitar.
All right, so how did it, let's get into the first album, Ouroboros, right? So this came out last summer. How was the process with that?
So, the main process went with ultimately just, I ended up just kind of writing a skeleton, I would say, of probably 6 to 8 songs. And then from there, we just kind of had other homies work on it, a.k.a. these guys. And these guys laid their butter, their sugar, you name it. And it just came out the way it did, just constructing it during the COVID thing. And it was just gnarly, really.
And so the whole process was gnarly. Where'd you guys record this album at?
We recorded at Love Juice Labs in Riverside, California. Shout out to Dave Swanson.
So Dave Swanson produced this album?
Yes, sir.
The production's amazing on this album. I just want to say, for a first album, you guys, it sounds really, really professional. It sounds great.
Yeah, he did some As I Lay Dying stuff, some Carnifex, and I think Panic at the Disco as well.
How did you guys connect with David?
Dude, it's so fried. My English teacher.
Really?
Swear to God.
He was your English teacher.
Mr.
Wow.
Bish. Shout out Mr. Bish, Miss San Clemente High School. Shout out. Ultimately, what happened was, he also liked As I Lay Dying, and we were talking, and we vibed like that, and we would talk about music, and ultimately he was like, yeah, my band recorded with Love Juice Labs, and I was like, we're looking to just come up with a record, and David and I were talking, and we're like, we need a record to just come right out of the gates. We were just like, we need something to just come out with bags and just go, you know what I mean? And so we were just like, well, whatever, we'll send it. And that's the studio that he told me. He was just like, yeah, it was just Love Juice Labs. They worked on some cool stuff. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. We hit them up. And at first they declined us. And then they let us back in because, they saw something in us, I guess. I don't really know what it was, but they let us in. We recorded it, dropped the album, and, the rest is history.
Let's go back to the beginning. How did you guys start off as a band? How did it all start out?
You want to start with that? It goes way back, man.
Yeah, this is a long one.
All right.
So in 2016, me, Tanner, and Jaime were jamming for a while, and then it led into a band called Rancor, and that was going on for a couple years, and then it kind of just faded away 2018, and then he started this, named it Ophidia, and it was just these two, and then 2 other people, Caden and Jeremy, and then just time went on, and then they weren't in the band anymore, and then him and I joined later on, and then, yeah.
And what year was this? What year did you guys start off?
The lineup we have right now started in 2020.
This is right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Straight up. It was kind of gnarly. We were writing this record, and ultimately in the process, Porter was, added, and it was crazy because he hopped in, he helped us finish the record, and it was just boom, here's an EP, boom, 2 months, 3 months later, here's a record, and we've been constantly playing since. And it's been a crazy, crazy journey because ultimately, we'll play those shows where it's just us jamming pretty much in a park. And, it's crazy to see now we're, just got done playing the Whiskey. And it blows our minds because of how crazy it all is, the full circle moment of we started and one of the songs on the album, Ash, the little Easter egg, if you guys don't know. That was actually a song that Tanner, Porter, and I wrote way back when we started. And then somehow through the course of time, everything worked out. And David, he somehow spawned in our thing, and it is what it is. And, he laid his butter on that too. And that song just kind of is our song now, but it has 8 years worth, in the writing. And it's just in the making of the writing, my bad. But yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a trip, man.
And how did you guys get the band name Ophidia? How did that start out?
So you'll get to know most of this is just, yeah, literally, to put it simply, roller coasters. I was driving home from San Francisco, passing the Six Flags Magic Mountain, and I just remember, like, looking at those roller coasters and thinking, like, dude, if these things were giant serpents that, like, you know, curse the planet, it'd be the scariest thing on the planet. But, like, there would be a lot of memes, just like in horror movies. I think of, like, the cheesiness in horror movies. Like, in life, there's just a bunch of weird fried shit like that. So I feel like that would happen in the madness, and I feel like that's what the music is. It's just, like, funny moments in the madness, you know? So it's just all into one, and I just, like, looked at the source, found another word for a snake, was just Ophidia, and I was like, that's really cool. I love snakes, and for me, that just was like, it made sense. I don't know, worked.
So did Ophidia play shows before you recorded the first album, or how was that?
Yeah, we played a decent amount of shows before the album, especially down from where we're from in San Clemente, and we would set up some, like, generator shows, which is, like, at the end of this cul-de-sac. Favorite thing I've ever, still gonna do it for sure. And we got in good contact with Mad Magic. Shout out to that man right there.
Our camera guy today, right?
Camera
Jacob.
guy right there.
Oh, yeah.
You got,
Show yourself.
yeah, yeah, there he is. Yeah, there he is.
That's right.
See, Jacob's already been here like 4 times already, right? We interviewed a Red Sun. We interviewed Red Sun twice. We interviewed Apocalypsis. And now he's here as a camera guy. So, I mean, this guy, eventually, he's going to be on the show, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, since we got in contact with them, we've just been playing so many LA shows, and we just love the scene up here. So, and then that was just all happening basically while the album was ready to be released. We had it all ready, but we're just kind of like holding on to it, dropping that EP.
Yeah, see, I could tell, you know, listening to the first album when you guys sent it to me, I could tell you guys had played a while before recording it. You know, sometimes people, you know, it's a little sloppy, but you guys had already played quite a bit, these songs, before you recording them.
Yeah, we wanted to be like really fresh out the gates, and that's another reason why it was kind of important to go to like a full production studio. Rather, I mean, I love like writing and recording stuff on my own and stuff.
Yeah, using Pro Tools and all that.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, but like at the same time, like going in and getting it professionally done, at least to me.
Shout out to Dave and Donna.
Yeah, Dave and Donna, thank you.
And the name of the album, Ouroboros, where did that come from?
Oh, dude, that's the Greek writing, man. You know, like the Ouroboros is just like, it's I have it on my finger, man. Like, it's pretty much every beginning has an end and every end has a beginning, you know. It's the snake eating itself, so if something in your life ends, something else is bound to start. You know, every action has an equal or opposite reaction, you know. So it's the play on that, and like the whole album is about, you know, that whole play on words, that whole idea, you know, where like shit in life is perfect the one minute, the next it's chaos, and it's like learning how to juggle all this bullshit, you know, and like figuring out how to find your way through and just like being able to persevere beyond all the obstacles, you know. And that's what it's about. And so every song, like Timeless is one of our favorites, and live it's my favorite to play, honestly. That one's super fun. That song is literally about, you know, manufacturing your life to make it what you want it to be, you know, and like not letting anything else stop you, you know, just being full straight on, you know. And that's ultimately what we play for, you know, is that same reason. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you know.
And with the first album, do you guys think, you guys happy with the first album, or you guys think something could have been better with it?
So there's a couple little jokes and memes in that album, a couple mess ups, but in the end, I think it's like some of the mistakes that I have in there actually turn into better parts of songs. Like it evolved it for live shows. And so I think early on I was kind of upset over mistakes, but now I think they're perfect, like in their own way.
Talk to me about the track 012. That one stood out to me a lot. How did you guys come up with that song?
So that one was actually one of the first ones we wrote. It was in my living room, and we just kind of wanted to have one that was just blast, like right out of the gate. The intro wasn't a part of it at first.
Yeah.
But yeah, we wrote that song in about 40 minutes, just chilling in my house. And funny part about that one, it's called 012 because the riff on it is 012 over and over again.
Very easy song, but I love it.
012, 012.
And that track, you know, it's influenced, I think, a lot by the like Sepultura, the album, the Chaos AD album, right?
Yeah.
Definitely influenced by that, right?
for sure.
Not only that, but another thing I'd like to add is, that song was really cool because it was also lyrically, I was inspired by the pandemic. So it's also a play of like, first there was 0, then there was 1, then there was 2.
Yeah, there we go.
And so it's the infection, spreading. And to me, if you read into the lyrics, it talks about the spread and it talks about plague, whether it's an idea or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's also I've liked to play into the lyric factor of it. And like when I sing it live, it puts me back into that spot and it engulfs me in rage. But it's also like, it's a trip, you know what I mean? It's weird to me, but yeah.
Talk to me about the track Witchcraft. I played that last week on the show. Talk to me a little about that song.
That one we just wanted to go really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was just full tremolo and then full just keep going.
Yeah.
And my main favorite part in that is like my little harmonizer solo I do.
Yeah.
And every time I do that, it just feels really good and locked in for me.
You guys do this song live a lot, I bet, right?
Yeah, it's usually our closer now.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it definitely kicks ass. I really like it. Any shows coming up you guys want to promote? That you guys are going to be playing at? I know you guys are doing a big show next week, so you want to talk about that?
Yeah, on Wednesday we're playing at the Whiskey.
World famous
Yes.
Whiskey A Go-Go, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie Krieger's playing there the week after, so it's a big
man.
place.
Hell
The
yeah.
day after Exitosis Possessed, the only one.
Yeah,
The only show is the Exitosis and Possessed after they were only U.S.
basically.
appearance.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick.
So you guys are playing next Wednesday. You guys already played the Whiskey recently, right? So how was it like playing there, recently?
It was awesome. Yeah.
Was that your first time playing there?
That was our second time.
Second
playing
time,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
So this will be your third time next week.
Yep.
Yep, that's pretty awesome, guys. I mean, and after that, what do you guys got coming up after that for shows?
I think we're doing a Halloween show, right?
Yeah, like we're planning on just like a fun kind of party Halloween show, kind of at that generator block party I was talking about earlier. Hometown, good vibes, and we'll bring down anybody who wants to play and Mad Magic or anyone who wants to come.
Let us know.
Yeah, it's in the setups right now.
And talking about hometown, how's the metal scene down there in OC?
There it really is none. Really.
There is no metal
What
scene.
scene?
No.
You guys are all by yourselves then.
A little bit.
There's definitely some other guys that like.
It's kind of growing a little bit. It's mainly like a punk scene.
Yeah.
But I can tell it's getting a little.
It's always been a
harder.
punk scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting a little more hardcore. I can
Okay.
tell.
And the genre you guys play. Of course, what genre do you guys consider yourselves as? Because it could be
Like
go different
groove
ways,
metal?
but
Yeah, like death groove.
Yeah.
death groove.
To put it to something, death metal, groove metal.
And what bands or influences made the band what it is?
You want to name each person like 2?
Yeah,
'cause
we'll start off with that. Yeah.
Pantera and Sepultura.
For me, it's gonna be like Dream Theater and Pantera.
Okay.
Pantera again, number 3, and then death.
Yeah, man. For me, it would probably have to be Lamb of God and Breaking Benjamin.
You guys mentioned all Pantera. What do you guys think of the Pantera reunion? Well, of course, with no Abbott brothers. But what do you guys think about that?
Definitely not gonna be as great without the Abbott brothers, but it's cool they're coming back. Or it's an interesting topic at least.
Yeah, I mean they're
me.
paying tribute, I guess, to the
Yeah, it's
Abbott
paying
brothers.
tribute. I like the idea of them paying tribute rather.
And now we kind of went down the line, with the influences, but I want to go down the line again and talk about what got you into music, what made you pick up your instrument, how did it all start off? We'll start off with you, Porter. How did it all start out?
All right. I can tell you the exact song and exact time and exact age. I was 5 years old in my kitchen watching a fan-made Kiss music video.
Wow.
And right
What
then,
song was it? What Kiss song?
It was Rock and Roll.
Oh,
Party
okay,
All
Rock and
Night.
Roll, yeah.
Fuck you, Tanner.
Rock and roll part. Yeah, there we go.
I was
Okay.
watching that with my dad, and
Yeah.
I was all like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Want to be a rock and roll star.
Yeah. And then I learned piano, learned guitar, and forgot how to play piano, and I learned how to play bass.
And did you learn by yourself or you took classes?
I took classes.
Okay. You kind of did the whole music class thing and all that.
Yeah.
Do you regret doing that or you think it was cool that
No.
way you did it?
For like 10 years, I went to this school called Silver Lake Conservatory.
Okay.
It's not too far from here.
Yeah.
And I was in a choir for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm a musician too, so I went to the Pasadena Conservatory here. I was an alto sax player and violin, so that's what I did
Hell yeah.
at the conservatory. So I know how those places are. They're teaching you the music theory, how to play, and they're teaching you everything. But it definitely, I think it shapes you as a musician when you get older.
Definitely.
So you want to talk about how you learned drums, Tanner?
Yeah, so I had a little Costco drum kit when I was probably 6 years old. I played it for maybe like 2 months before my brothers had a sleepover, and one of their friends decided to stab it on every single drum head. But I got, the thing that made me want to play, metal music was I was playing Guitar Hero 2, and 1 by Metallica came on.
There you go.
And it just, changed.
That's a
my
tough drum
entire
part.
life. Yeah. It's an interesting one to try and play. But I learned, how to play drums from Rock Band. I only had, 2 lessons from an actual drummer my entire life. And so I just played Rock Band for probably 4 years straight.
So mainly self-taught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
all of my instruments
listening to
are all
music
self-taught.
and trying to play along with the records. Yeah. All right. You want to talk about how you learned your guitar, David?
Yeah, well, all got into it from probably my dad, because he just had this acoustic, and he'd just make these low riffs, kind of Spanish-like. And I've heard that, since I was growing up, and I've kind of always just had an ear for that now. And since then, I just kind of picked it up around, 7th grade or so that's 16 or so, 16, 15,
That's right.
7th grade. And we were talking about this. We'll forget about that later, but what really punched me into it, especially towards metal, was my uncle Billy came over, and he had this big red Ford Explorer he just got, and booming sound system in it. He's like, Dave, you have to come here and come listen to this song in here. And he puts on Master of Puppets.
Oh.
It's the first time I ever heard really any actual metal.
Yeah.
And from then on, I was just yeah.
And you were
was
16,
nuts.
high school or what?
That was younger than
Oh,
that.
you were younger,
Yeah, that
okay.
was younger. That was 7th grade.
7th grade.
Yeah.
So you were pretty young
Elementary.
then. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It must have blew your mind hearing Master of Puppets like that.
Yeah, especially in a loud Ford Explorer.
Yeah. I mean, some people usually hear the Black Album first, right?
Yeah.
And then they hear the older stuff. That's what happened to me, right? Growing up as a kid, I kind of heard, Enter Sandman, all that kind of stuff. And then when I started listening to the older stuff, I was like, wow, this is really heavy metal, Because, the Black Album is more hard rock, but it's kind of crazy you heard Master of Puppets first.
Yeah, it just started off insane.
Yeah. All right, you want to talk about your story, Jaime?
Yeah, man. Ultimately, for me, I mean, guitar has just always helped me express myself a little bit better, and I don't know, it just feels natural when you pick it up. And I would listen to Breaking Benjamin a lot, dude. I was glued to their discography. I don't know what it was, man. It was just, I don't know, that was it for me. And I heard it for a while, and I was like, if it feels this good listening to it, imagine fucking playing it. And I did orchestra, and that was cool. I did violin for 8 years. If people don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know you're
So a fellow violinist
story.
here.
What's
A
up?
fellow violinist. I play violin
Yes,
too.
sir. Yeah,
So
man.
how do you? That was your first instrument, violin?
Yeah.
And what do you think? Did that shape you as a guitar player?
100%. That's the reason why I like death metal. Is because I just remember hearing these on violin playing these really sweaty, intense songs, and I was just like, dude. Learning this and translating it on guitar is just the shit. And Chuck, for example, David was saying, death is a huge influence on us, and Chuck has a really cool way of painting a picture with the notes that he chooses. And just like in an orchestra, you need certain instruments to paint a certain vibe. If you don't have those instruments, you're not going to get that energy. Just like when you deliver a performance, it's got to be real. It's got to be organic. Otherwise, it won't be felt in that same degree. So for us, guitar, at least, I was saying, it had a huge influence, I translated everything over, and it was learning Breaking Benjamin's songs, just songwriting structures, that kind of deal. But then as we evolved and as we kind of grew, we got into the 7-string thing, which was something that we haven't mentioned yet, but bands like Suicide Silence, dude, gotta always rep the homies, dude. Those guys were the first band that I got into with the 7 strings that were just it opened my mind to what metal could be. And then you get into bands like Cannibal Corpse, and don't get me wrong, they got the 6 strings, but something about the 7, the way you flow on a 7 is completely different. Ask any guitarist. And it just slaps, it hits harder. And because of that, we were just down tune our 7s and just try to play heavy shit, just whatever sounds good, whatever grooves, whatever's got some evil ring to it. That's the cool thing about orchestra. It lets you tone in on these weird chords, and we use our guitars to make weird chords together,
And then also on a violin, you have a lot less space on that bridge. So I think that helps your technical playing on guitar.
Yeah, man. There's no fretboard.
Yeah, there you
no,
go.
No frets. I meant. There is a fretboard.
Yeah.
There is one, but
Yeah.
no frets themselves. So like when you gotta do it, it's gotta be perfect every time, or you're either too sharp, too flat.
Yeah, or it just
And,
sounds like shit, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Basically.
it just sounds just horrible.
Yeah.
dude.
So, talking about playing live, I mean, what do you guys like most about playing live? I mean, what's that rush of going up there? Now, I mean, you guys got that whiskey show coming up. People are going, headbanging and, just moshing out there. What do you guys think about that?
When you're up there, you just forget about, like, everything that, like, any bullshit or anything. It's just, like, all just sweeps away from you. And, like, those, like, 25, 30, 35 minutes, it's, like, full, like, liberty. I don't really know how else to put it. It just feels amazing.
And now let's talk a little about lyrical themes for the band. Who usually writes the lyrics for the band?
That's that guy right there.
And where do you get your ideas for the songs?
Dude, open your eyes and the whole world will tell you 100 things with a blink of an eye. You know what I mean? Like, everything that I've written on the album has something to do with real life. Like, whether it's something I've gone through personally, whether it's something I've seen somebody go through, or stories I've heard, it's all factual. Yes, it is metaphorically told, but what is there are facts, and it's one of those things where it's really cryptic, and that's one thing going back to freaking Ben Burnley, man. I love how he uses metaphors in the writing, and that's how, I got that influence to write metaphorically. And so, like, for example, The Devil's Web is a song where it talks about being stuck, and it's literally a metaphor for being stuck in a web, and the devil being the spider slowly coming at you, and there's nothing you can do and you're stuck. And that's, for some people, there is no better day tomorrow. That's what we have to realize, is that for some people, there is no better day tomorrow. And that's what that song is about, being stuck in that web and figuring out how the fuck am I going to make tomorrow better. So like a lot of those themes is from, like I said, just seeing shit around you, and just like, a lot of it, like I said, metaphorical, but it's got that fact to it. It's real shit.
So let's talk a little about, censorship in death metal. There's always censorship in death metal. What do you guys think about that? In metal music in general, but I think you guys playing death metal, you're going to get, as you get more big, you're going to have problems with that. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I say fuck all that shit.
Basically, right?
Yeah, just keep it heavy.
Anything else you guys want to add on to that?
Not for me. I don't have any ideas on that one.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah,
keep it heavy.
Keep it heavy, right? So it doesn't matter what people think. You guys are just gonna keep going, playing the way you want.
Yeah. It was about rebellion from the start. So.
Yeah.
Pantera says, "Fucking vengeance, wear black."
There we go. Any advice for young musicians out there? You guys have for any people that are playing your kind of music? What advice you guys for them? Advice you guys have for them?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how you treat everybody else and how you present yourself. Like, people are going to want to just come down and have a good time. Ophidia, we're just about fucking bringing people together and making the show as awesome as can be, so that your life doesn't suck for those 30 minutes, unless we suck, in which case we're sorry. but if we're fucking cool and you're cool with us and we're vibing, man, that's all it's about. And I honestly can say that the majority of the homies that we have today have just been homies that are just super cool, down to earth. Shout out to the homies in BVN, shout out to the homies in Apocalypse, like we're saying, a Red Sun, dude, like Thredge, all these homies, everybody just super, super cool. And that's what I just recommend, is be cool with everybody. You never know who you're going to work with. You never know what's going to happen. And the best thing to do is be cool about everything, be cool with everybody, because you never know when you're going to need the help and when you're going to be able to offer it. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's part of the Ouroboros, what comes around goes around. Be nice to everybody and everyone will be nice to you, hopefully.
So where can people follow you on social media, or where can people find your music?
You can follow us on social media on Instagram at ophidia.sc.
And where can people listen to your music right now?
You can listen to our music on Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Amazon Music, basically wherever.
What about
Spotify.
CDs? You guys have CDs right now?
Yeah, we got some CDs.
And where can people buy those CDs right now?
They're hopefully going to be in a record store soon called Dark Realm Records.
Okay.
Hopefully be there soon in Downey.
There we go.
You guys could also DM us. Like, if you guys want some merch, just go ahead and DM us, and we can get you guys, like, a personal delivery. We'll figure something out. You know, if you really, really want it, I always told the guys, we're always like, how are we going to market it? It's like, if they really want it, just reach out to us. We'll hook you guys up. We'll do something. We'll figure something out.
You can also find some of our shirts on Amazon too.
Exactly. That
There we
too.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have just look up on Amazon. Just look up Ophidia official merch, and we have some sick baseball tees that we actually haven't publicly announced. This is technically the public announcement
All right, there we
of
go.
that. So
Mike Nelson Show exclusive.
literally, actually, yeah, Mike Nelson Show exclusive, and we'll try to send you a picture so that you could prompt it up on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, it's a baseball tee, and we hope you guys like it. You know, but yeah, follow us on Instagram, ophidia.sc. We're always uploading the most meme stuff ever. Like, yeah, man, just keeping it real. And then we'll see you guys at the auto show, whoever's coming.
That's
Shout
tonight,
out.
right?
Yeah,
Tonight at the Luxurious Club in Santa Monica.
Yes, sir.
Landmark
that
Club?
show,
Landmark? Yeah.
that show's gonna go off.
Shout out Auto Feed the Beast.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Love those homies.
All right, I want to thank you guys for coming to the studio today, for doing the interview. It was great talking to you guys.
Yeah, no worries,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thank
Thanks
you.
you for having us.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man.
All right, stay metal, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Peace.